All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
The 1992 Williams FW14B. What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for round number 5 here of the MRL F1 Classics League. We're here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Here's a reminder of the championship standings after the last round, last time out at the Japanese Grand Prix. Fens obviously leads the championship. I think we're still way down the order in, I think it was like 13th from memory or something or other. I can't really remember off the top of my head. You would have seen anyway, so I probably don't need to brag on a little bit. But by the way, hopefully everybody had a very safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yes, this is probably going to be the first video of for 2019, you could say. So, and this video is way late as always. So, yeah, I do apologise to anybody who was hoping to have these videos up sooner rather than later. But yeah, just the lack of motivation probably kicked in a little bit for me. A lot, so it's something I'm hoping to change a lot for, especially in this whole season 2019 especially, and hopefully get the videos out a lot sooner rather than not wait a few weeks to get these videos out anyway. But like I said, round 5 here, we're doing it around the Canadian Grand Prix. It is a 25% race, I believe, considering the last time we did it was the 100% race around the short track of the Japanese Grand Prix. There's a few little moments there for myself, having a few wriggles with, well, not wriggles, what's the wording? Close calls with the wall there. But yes, we're in the 1992 Williams FW14B. So as always, give you a little bit of a history lesson on it, as actually invalidate my lap time there, which is nice. So obviously debut in 1992. This is a car originated obviously from the FW14, which was driven around in 1991. This car was driven by Nigel Mansell and Riccardo Patrese. Between them, they took 10 wins, 21 podiums, 15 poles. Nigel Mansell took the Drivers' Championship in 1992 and obviously the Constructors' title. But if you go just on the singular drivers, it's Nigel had 9 wins, 12 podiums, 14 poles, and Riccardo Patrese had 1 win, 9 podiums, and 1 pole. So, yeah. Oh, and this car was designed, of course, by Adrian Newey, who, of course, you well and truly know by now. He's one of the designers for the Red Bull, the racing team, the real-life Red Bull racing team. So, yeah, that's pretty much a little bit of the history for this car anyway. But going to this one, I think I did a bit of practice for this one. So, can't actually remember off the top of my head because this was a fair while ago, I'll admit. But there's Captain Farah just being very gentlemanly and letting someone, not sure exactly who that was, coming out of the pit lane there. Oh, losing the rear end, coming out of, what was that, turn 2 there and hitting the wall. So losing a bit of front wing, letting a few people go through.
You've taken some minor damage.
Yeah, that's not going to be ideal. These cars, I probably have mentioned it a lot. A lot of these classic cars, if you get on the power too early, you can wheel spin a lot. But this was what happened occasionally afterwards. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, to be honest.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Whether he wasn't focused on that at that point in time, I don't really know. That was just a very weird one. But also, you probably would have seen Sato going out as well, and just the understeer coming out of turn 6 and 7 is very easy to tell there. But yeah, a real shame for those guys. There's actually a couple of guys also, I'll get my words right in a minute. It's been a long while since I've done a live comm on a video, so do bear with me. So I think X-Dill and Kai was...
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 17.9.
As Jeff mentions there, we're currently P6 at the moment. Greek's obviously still leading the way at the moment. To be honest, no surprise there at all, really. He's been an absolute gun. No matter what league he is in, even in the Classics League, he's always been up there and, winning races right, left and centre. That's what Greek does pretty much. So I think that's pretty much what he strives for anyway. But this is on lap 5 and...
You've fallen down the order. You're now in P7.
Yeah, I didn't get the greatest of runs going through 3 and 4, which was probably a little bit of my Achilles heel, I think. So I think we're going to stick on board now for this hot lap here, which I did actually improve this lap. It goes up to a 17.7. 2.7, so we improved by a couple of tenths, but I felt like there was a lot more to improve in this car. So we're currently obviously P7 at the moment. So here we go through turns 3 and 4. We get a nice run. That's a much better run compared to the previous run. How I improved on the last time, I have absolutely no idea, but now through turn 6, we get a nice run through here, trying not to get a bit of understeer here, or even oversteered. With the amount of wheel spin you get in this car, this brake now goes very quick again. I think he's into the 16s now from memory, but now through here, you can easily get mixed up a little bit there, especially through the turn 9 especially, because if you pull 4 wheels off, you can easily get your time invalidated. Now through to the hairpin at turn 10. Nice run through here, not trying to get a lot of wheel spin here. Now just got to sit back, relax a little bit down this back straight here. What do they call this? Casino straight, I believe. Now pretty much sizing up the wall of champions. It's a bit difficult this time around because there is no braking markers compared to 2017, which is a bit of a shame really. I don't know what they caused there, but get a nice run through there, and as we cross the line now, we actually go up into P2 with a 17.126, which wasn't too bad, I must say, but as you can see, I'm still continuing on because I felt like, again, I wanted to improve my lap time, but through here probably wasn't the greatest of runs either, and yeah, I mean, had a good run through here as well. Somehow didn't get my lap time invalidated, but yeah, it just wasn't there. Well, that lap wasn't there. It was close, but not quite close enough. So this was pretty much my last attempt, or one of my last attempts anyway. So again, this turn 3 and 4, not the greatest of runs, actually getting the lap time invalidated, which doesn't help my cause at all. So this is now the final run, as I think Fans has actually jumped us into P2 at the moment. Again, it was so tricky getting through the turn 3 and 4 section. It's coming through turn 6. Thought I had it, but just ran him way too deep, and yeah, that's pretty much cost my run there. And I wouldn't say that Fens' ghost car put me off a little bit there, but yeah, I don't think it really did. I just tried to push a bit and pushed a little bit too hard there, but in the end, it is what it is really. But you can see Chimchar having a little bit of fun there, cutting corners through turns 1 and 2. I think that was Cosmic Robbie having a moment through there. And as you can see, Neon Tridome here as well, coming up onto a bit of traffic there. There's actually a ghost, well, one of the retired cars, actually Cosmic Robbie. He actually gets a 5-place grid penalty for that, which is really a bit unfortunate. It still seems a bit weird as we get a nice bit of XP there, but in the end, do obviously end up in P3. Greek gets pole with a, what did he get? A 16 flat pretty much, so he pretty much smashed all of us there. I think Fens was the only other one to get into the 16s as well. And you got Chimchar, Cosmic Robbie, Poms, Neon, Conrad, Kiowas, Penske, Sato, Dill, and Captain Farah running at the top. What do we got? 13 runners. Penske also got a 5-place grid penalty as well. Can't remember what he got that for from memory. I think he may have collided with someone. But yeah, anyway, getting to the strategy. Well, there isn't much strategy. Just put a heap of fuel on. No stop race. Go flat out from here on in. So here we go. Round number 5 of the MRL F1 Classics. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Canada. And fairly decent start. Benz didn't obviously get off the line pretty great for him here. But going into turn 1 here. And we're actually ghosting through Greek Master there. I actually thought for some reason I was in the lead. I was technically. But it was all very weird. But somehow survived. And still pretty much ghosting through here as I have a, well, that's a shocking run really through turns 3 and 4 there. They're now trying to hold off Fens here. Greek's getting away here. Is a little bit of lag. Actually, he lags through me again. To be honest, my internet was playing up a little bit throughout this, so yeah, that might explain a little bit. That Sato and actually Neon Tridome are actually out of this race already, so we're already down to 11 runners. I let Fens go here because I didn't want to have any lag issues around. We all know that Fens is well known for his lag a little bit, but I think for this one, I was lagging a little bit, and I think my internet was playing up a little bit. I don't know why. For some unknown reason, it seemed fine in the past, but for some unknown reason, it just seems to be playing up this year around. But yeah, anyway, lost a spot to also the Cosmic Robbie coming out of the hairpin. That's trying to go back inside through here. Still lagging a little bit for me, so it doesn't help my cause. But anyway, end of lap 1, we go out in P4. So we did lose a spot after all that. So trying to get a good run here through turn 2, where the Cosmic Robbie holds on for now. I think we've got a bit of fresh air as well, because Dill's a bit further behind. I think we're down to 10 runners as well. I think someone else may have retired from memory, otherwise I missed that one. But anyway, through turn 6, going very wide here. And that really cost me the momentum over Cosmic Robbie, so he's now going to pull away here. Especially come the end of the lap as well, he's really pulled away through here. And get actually my first corner cut warning there. Especially that final chicane, that is probably one of the worst corner cutting spots. You can easily cut it big time, and this probably is the other one here. It's actually Fen's out of the Grand Prix already on lap 3, so he's crashed out. You just saw on the right-hand side there. That's a real shame for Fens. He's showing pretty good pace as well. Probably would have taken it up to Greek for the rest of this race. As you can see now, actually go purple, the fastest through sector 2s, but yeah, in the end probably didn't get the fastest lap. But yeah, now up and onto the podium. Here's what happened to Fens. So just a little bit of understeer, I think.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
It caused that one, and unfortunately for Fens, that's him out of the race, and probably his championship lead, because he was the championship leader coming into this. And probably be going, oh, Captain Farah, that's a bit too much acceleration there, I think. Getting off the starting line there, slammed into Penske there. Now coming through, oh, look at all this chaos. Someone's been spun. I didn't actually see which one it was. May have been Conrad. There's Neon Tridome, so he was very slow coming out of there. I think a few other guys got caught up in that. Poms, definitely. And now coming through turns. There's more chaos through here. How did Captain Farah get through all that? And Conrad and Poms somehow got positions right left of centre. It's all happening at the back of the pack for the early few laps anyway. So Shiv Conrad must have got a few illegal overtakes there, surely. There's a Penske, someone was getting into the grass there, and actually it was Kyle who was the other one who was retired from the race. So let's have a look on board with Sano's point of view. So it's a relatively good start here. Actually got put up there by Conrad. Neon goes for a big dive up the inside. That may explain why there was a little bit of drama. There goes Poms. So he gets caught up a little bit, I think, with Cosmic Robbie there, I think, and possibly Chimchar. Yes, it is. So they're going side by side, and Cosmic Robbie makes it around the outside. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Sato. Just caught in the back end of Chimchar's car here, but that's not the end of it, because Neon comes flying through here.
Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
At that point, you would have thought that Sato would have been a ghost car, but no. Apparently the game had other ideas. So this is Neon going way, way too deep for a risky move already. That was actually Poms. I think, can't tell. It may have possibly been Conrad that was spun, but I think he's just waiting for, I don't know whether it was Conrad or Kyle, was one of the two anyway, but he was trying to let people go through, I think, from memory. But yeah, obviously you can see the yellow flags, and this is where Sato, oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of those things really, and I think that has actually got taken to the stewards there, and I think Neon copped a penalty from memory. I can't remember off the top of my head. That Penske somehow threading the needle through here, somehow surviving all of this, and getting up into P7. Started off the grid pretty well. I think he was actually dead last because of his five-place grid penalty. I'll get my words out in a minute. That explains what happened with Sato and Chimchar, what you saw there. But I think Penske sort of finished him off there, and that explains. Gets a little bit of front wing damage from Poms, who probably got put off a little bit by Conrad.
Front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Jesus, Penske, where are you going? Stay off the wall, son. tries to keep it out of the grass there, but a little bit close for comfort to the wall of champions there. Don't want to crash there too early, I wouldn't think. But anyway, continuing on lap 4, you get another quarter cut warning there through 3 and 4. But
we have excess fuel weighing us down.
Pretty much hanging on here. Well, not hanging on here, but just chilling out in P3. Got a fair gap behind to Dill as Chimchar now sets the fastest lap of the race. I think from this race, I think for MRL as well, we do a little bit differently with the corner cutting. I think it's like regular, not strict, but that would have been a penalty anyways if it was strict. But we set the fastest lap of the race with a 17.7. 17.720. Was about 9/1000ths quicker than Greek. There's still more yellow flags down the back there at the moment onto lap 5, and we're pretty much ending lap 5, and Greek pretty much sets the wall alight with another fastest lap of the race. But pretty much, yeah, the 17.4, so he's got 0.3 quicker than pretty much anybody else. But yeah, at this point, that was not what I wanted to achieve, and now I've absolutely bottled it, really.
Mind that front wing.
Coming out of there, I probably went too deep into turn 2 and got way off into the boonies there and caught the grass, and well, somehow I kept my spot for the moment, but cutting through turn 3 and 4, I think it was in the same party as Poms and Penske. I did tell Poms to go through, and I was trying to try and let Penske go through here, but get a little bit of oversteer, and that's me out.
That looked bad. Are you all right? Let me know you're all right.
Can't take a trick in this league at the moment. That's 2 races in a row I've been taken out. Well, not taken out, but the oversteer has really caught me out big time there in these cars. But this explains the yellow flag we saw back lap 5. So it was Captain Farah, and he's doing a... Well, he has got front wing damage, but he's trying to get on the power a little bit too early there, doing a few 360s there. He does eventually get going again, as he actually going to come into the pit lane as well for a pit stop. I think Poms also came in, actually, we'll get to that a bit later on, but that was, someone else came into the pits, I can't remember, but when my crash happened, the virtual safety car actually got brought out, so that may have helped a few guys, as I think Cosmic Robbie had a moment there coming out of turns 1 and 2, but this is Poms actually now coming into the pits. I think he actually got a 5-second stop-go penalty. I'm not sure exactly what that was for, but he's had to change his front wing, and well, obviously from that contact with Conrad. Here's Chimchar and Conrad going side by side through to the final couple of corners. Final chicane. You can't get 2 cars through there, and it's pretty much summed it up, and Conrad's now out of this race. I think he was, it was ex-Dill's car. They may have finished him off pretty much, so that's yeah, Chimchar actually got the jump on Dill of that virtual safety car. How he did get a penalty for, because he was over the delta time there, which you're supposed to say under, while under the VSC. But there you go, side by side now with Conrad. Does have the preferred line here, but not through here, and actually gets a little bit of contact through there, and gets a little bit of front wing damage for his trouble, but yeah, that's a real tricky one there, I think. May have got bumped up in tyres, but Dill absolutely, yes, his delta time may have been a bit over as well, but he missed it by a margin big time, and look at the amount of time he's lost to, well, to Conrad especially, and to Chimchar, obviously lost a spot to him, but you see in the foreground those two going side by side. I think maybe could have left a bit more room, and then yeah, Dill just pretty much slammed into him and finished Conrad off, unfortunately, which is yeah, a real shame. So Dill got front wing damage as well. So anyway, this was out of the pits for continuing on to lap 7. Poms had actually just come out of the pits after his pit stop, and going to actually put a move here on Chimchar, not quite through here. It turns 8 and 9. He probably will get it eventually, as we see a bit further on now. Now this is a little bit of contact again through the final chicane, and I think Poms had to cut it, actually. So I think Chimchar may give the spot here, will he? So going side by side into turn 1. If he holds around the outside, Poms, he may get the move, and he does. So fresher rubber and definitely with a front wing definitely helps with Poms, and that pulls him up into P4 and drops Chimchar back to P5. And Penske's pretty much on his own there in P3, but here's Greekmaster into the pits on lap 8. We got to be honest, when I saw this, I thought, what? I was thinking it was a no-stop race, but yeah, it was all very weird there. He did have a big margin over Cosmic Robbie, so whether he just came in and wanted to have a bit of a race, I don't know, but he does still come out just ahead of Cosmic Robbie. As you see, Penske pretty much on his own, as I said, in P3, so it was a little bit of a close battle between these two. In the end, there's about half a second between these two on lap 9, I think this was. Now cut a bit further on. Oh, sorry, this is lap 13. It's still pretty close to each other at the moment. I think Greek may have pulled away a little bit, otherwise this margin pretty much stayed the same, but that's not going to help Cosmic Robbie. He didn't have the greatest of runs through 3 and 4, so that'll lose him a bit of time there. A bit back, further back. Poms to the win. Doing a bit of dirt bashing through there, and well, he nearly slams it into the wall, does Poms, and nearly takes himself out of the race, but Chimchar's actually fully spun it now, coming out of turn 2, I believe, so it's now dropped him behind Dill. I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually got front wing damage. I think he does. Somehow he's still in this race. How he didn't crash out of that race, I have absolutely no idea. Pom's getting a bit very close to the wall of champions there. And trust me, you do not want to crash at the wall of champions, because there's a lot of people that have done it in the past. But anyway, Chimchar now doing a bit of dirt bashing through his well and truly off the road. He's going to go, he can't stop it and go straight ahead at turn 3. It's a bit rare to see a few people get caught up there. I think who was it? Carlos Sainz or someone? Or somebody else got caught up there a couple of years ago from memory. But in the end, continuing on. Oh, that was a big moment again for a Chimchar. And he actually had to let the leaders go through here. As he does let him through. So, and actually he's now out of the Grand Prix. So, he was out of the Grand Prix, like I said. So, in the end, I think it ballooned out a little bit, the gap, but Greek brought it back a little bit in the end and finished half a second. Penske obviously crashing into the wall, onto the pit straight. And, yeah, that was pretty much the race for this MRL Round 5, the Canadian Grand Prix. I do apologise if the footage was a bit lacklustre, but in the end, out of my hands. My driving's been a bit poor recently in this league, if I'm honest. So, yeah, hopefully going to turn that around for the next round, I think, at China. So there's the final results. Greek, Cosmic Robbie, and Penske gets a rare podium. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Poms finished in 4th, Dill in 5th, Captain Farron 6th, Chimchar in 7th. No, sorry, it was actually, the top 6 actually finished, but 7, pretty much Chimchar, Conrad, myself, Fens, Kiowas, Neon, and Sato all DNF'd out of that race. There's a few guys that got time penalties, and I dare say there wouldn't be any more anyway. So, but anyway, there's the updated driver standing. So Greek now does take back the championship lead, I think by 15 points, I think I can see from my screen. Preview screen there, so and we're still down in P13. The last 2 rounds have not been brilliant, but well, if you did go to enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. You can obviously leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more MRL F1 classics on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. All my social media links as well will be down in the description as always, but until the next one, which is the Chinese Grand Prix in the 1991 McLaren MP4-6, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.